name is Jenna Harris, and my sister's with me tonight, Jennifer Lynn Martin, and we are the sisters of Marvin William Harris. You probably know who he is. Some of you probably know what I'm going to be speaking about. In 1991, Pasadena Police Department murdered my brother. Shot him in the back of the head, hired a HPD SWAT officer to end his life. This is because he had killed Officer Ginn the day before. The story that you have heard about what happened on July 10th is not what happened. I have a Facebook page for my brother, which I've had for 4 years. I have done incredible research. What went down that day is not what you think went down that day. But I'm not going to get into that today, because whatever my brother did or did not do, Pasadena police did not have the right to murder him. Chief Daigle told us he blew off his head, so try to keep us from seeing him. I told him, I'll see my brother head or no head. You can't stop us. It took 28 hours. He said I had to sign a release saying I would not hold PPD responsible when I had a nervous breakdown from seeing my brother's headless body. I said, I'll sign it. Got to the funeral home, Colonial Funeral Home, no form to sign. My brother's head was perfectly intact. He had a bullet hole, a neat bullet hole in his left eye. He had a smile on his face. I said to the funeral director, how is it possible for an M1 rifle to make a clean hole in his left eye? He would have blown his head off. He said, that's not the face of a man that committed suicide. I went to Chief Daigle's office and I asked to see the death scene images. He told me to leave, to get on with my life. He was not showing them to me, or the police report. It took 27 years for my sister and I to finally get those images, and he was murdered, executed. Why did that happen? In 1983, my brother was a bouncer at Gillies. He saw 2 PPD officers robbing a drunk customer. He reported it to Sheriff Cryer. Within a few days, he was falsely arrested and beaten badly. The judge dismissed the case. The arresting officer, who was one of the cops, came up to my brother and my father and my 8-year-old nephew and said he was going to make Marvin's life one of hell. And that's what happened for the next 8 years. My brother's rights were violated right and left. Phone calls threatening his life, calling him Crazy Marvin, hey retard, singing that song, hey, what you gonna do when we come for you? Marvin suffered a lot, and he ended up losing his life. I want justice. That's all we've ever wanted. There are 5 still living that we know of that have Marvin's blood on their hands. 2 are retired PPD officers, still in this town. One's a city official, whom John Ray Harrison was my father's friend. He told us this man was responsible for ordering the murder of my brother. He also destroyed our bench. We had a memorial bench. You might know about this. We sued the city for the violation of our civil rights in 1999, and we won. Mayor Isabel was ordered to replace that bench, and he has never done it to this day. I don't know how much involvement he has in this, but according to John Ray Harrison, he had a lot. My sister's up next, but she's having a hard time speaking, so I'd like to be here with her.
Thank you. Ms. Jennifer Martin.
Okay. I'm sorry, my voice comes and goes. I already talked about the bench. So what we want is we want justice, right? We want the arrest and
Okay,
prosecution.
ma'am, this is for Ms. Martin.
Okay. Good luck.
We're up here today because we feel like we're a lot further along than I have been in the last, 38? Yeah. Anyway, we've lost a parent, Steve, that we have no family. And we're just trying to get things together and finish up what my sister, the spokesperson, all the investigation that she has done. And I welcome all of you. There's some new faces on council, so I feel a lot more better with y'all. And there's Johnny G, he's my district county, and there's Pat, and so hi. Thank you and happy birthday. Thank you.
Thank y'all very much. Ms. Tish Eubank.
Yeah, I had something prepared, but I'm gonna just forego that right now. But so regarding kind of because what I heard the other woman say earlier. So pretty much one issue I did have was when I tried to show the photo of the Daniel Lynn Stevens, the boy found hanging in the Pasadena jail in 1976. And she Bianca she called a court of order, which wasn't even appropriate. And I'm assuming because she was all paranoid because people were going to talk about her, about her criminal history, whatever. So pretty much what I did want to say is, at least in regards to Dan, is that obviously the records are limited. For whatever reason, your guys in your Pasadena, the police department, they say they have no record of these people. This would include the main detective who was the one investigating the jail hanging, and he was ruling it a suicide, or Detective Gary McFadden, and other people involved were Sergeant Boyd Calling Satterwhite, Officer B. McRae, Officer D.M. Gilbreth, Detective H.J. Nassif, Officer Dennis Dale White, Officer Ross Carroll Elson, Officer Robert Ferris Deathlips, Officer R. Gonzalez, Officer Walter Francis Brock, Officer S.B. Smith, Officer W.W. Cram, Lieutenant C.A. Hilborn, Officer G. Gardinger, Officer R.G. Wells, Officer Kraft, Officer E.L. Gold, or Lieutenant Gold, and he was a supervisor, and he was heavily involved with the Houston FBI division. And from what I understand, the FBI basically ruled that it was a suicide. They basically wrote off everything. They didn't care about all the obvious signs that he was murdered, like as if the ligature mark was completely not like someone hanging themselves. He had been left hanging for over an hour while they investigated, and his blood was not pooled to his legs or his hands or anything like that. It was to his back, as if he had been laying down for a while. His lungs, the inside of him was full of mucus and all this stuff built up, as if he was strangulated or asphyxiated for a very long time, which is what I believe is what happened to him. I don't know why they did this to him. Nobody knows. His family has hushed up about it. Everybody, only like 3 people have came forward with information about even knowing who he was. Everybody else has just disappeared. And also, there's also Sergeant Sandel and Officer Gilbert. I already said that one. But Satterwhite's the one that I think is the most suspicious, because before Marvin Zindler had been investigating, and he made a video reporting on Satterwhite specifically. So I believe that he knew more, but I can't get a hold of that video.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Stephen Alvarez.
I need to talk to him.
Good evening, everyone. I want to say hi to everybody here, all the new council members, the new administration. As you know, my approach is different because the prior administration is the one that got this whole sick nonsense going on. Everyone cares for their children. Mr. Aaron, I see your beautiful children here. Johnny, I know your children. Carlos, I know you raised your children. Mr. Shanebine, I know you raised your children. We all share that love and passion to do anything for our children. And that's all I'm doing, is being that human being, being that responsible dad, being that responsible husband. And as you can see, the pain is deep within us. What happened to this lady over here happened 34 years ago. And you can hear the pain in her voice. I am asking the council, the new administration, to please sit down with me and let's talk about the details of this matter. You can see the disgusting acts against my family on YouTube. If you go to Neighbors and Pasadena City Officials Sue, you can see the lies. The guy in the black hat over there, Ralph Morrissey, he sent the cops to my house with lies. You can see that on there. You can see me get arrested right here at this place for what? For freedom of speech. We're Americans. If we're not disgusted by watching someone get arrested for freedom of speech, then you're not an American. You're somebody else, but you're not an American. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to share that with everybody, to stand up for your rights, to stand up for what you know is right. I work just as hard as everybody in this room to pay our tax dollars. I want to thank you first for removing that blue block of the people. You couldn't see the people that were speaking because the prior administration, little Jeffrey, blocked it. He didn't want transparency to see who's talking. Okay, and then he built this partition. What does this partition say? I don't know about y'all, but to me it says, hey, I really don't want y'all here. We're gonna divide. We're gonna set this divide. If it was me, if I was sitting up there in that chair, I would remove this. I would say everybody is welcome. I want to hear my employer speak, because everybody here is an employer. But again, that's for everybody to vote. It took a lot of money to put this nonsense here. It'll take a lot of money to get it off of here. Please, if y'all could have open ears, humanity in the forefront, and sit down with me and let's share these details, because it's on video. Y'all seen the sickness, the attacks on me and my family and my children. They haven't even had a chance to apply for a job yet, and they're being attacked. It is sick, it's disgusting, and y'all see the people come up here and speak against us. For what? For trying to live our lives a happy life. Thank y'all.
Good evening, Council. I don't believe I've ever told this story publicly before, but 8 years ago, when the prior new administration at the time was sending a couple of officers to attempt to intimidate me, I filed 3 records requests for personnel files. I wanted those 2 officers' personnel files and also wanted something to compare it to as a control test to help me understand what I was looking at. So I asked around for who was a really good officer. Well, it just so happened that the 3rd officer's files I ended up requesting was none other than MP Jackson. I was impressed with what I read about him at the time, and am thoroughly pleased that you've decided to make him our newest police chief. On the flip side, there is no greater enemy to a good cop than a dirty cop, because the dirty cop makes a good officer's job that much harder. Last meeting, while signing up to speak, an officer stepped towards me, leaned down, and stated, "Make sure you film my pretty side," followed by an expletive for a female dog. I have never spoken to this officer before. I did not respond to that officer at the time. Moments later, that officer was encouraging, condoning, and defending the antagonization of another citizen, as well by a member of council. This was all captured on audio and video recordings that the city has in its possession. It has been brought to my attention by other officers off the record that additional IA complaints against this officer have been suppressed in recent history. I really hope the city instructs this officer to come down and apologize in front of council for engaging in behavior that is embarrassing to their badge, the Pasadena Police Department, and the city of Pasadena, Texas. His name is David Garza. Lastly, I've received multiple complaints from my constituents about the Frontier Waste Management leaving behind trash and debris on Woodhampton. Thank you, council.
Well, I'm not going to sell insurance, but I'm definitely going to add on to the whole police and the problems in Pasadena. And I also have video. It's funny of Garza being a topic. I also have video of Garza at the police station screaming expletives at me that I've also tried to submit to the last police chief, who, him and the Internal Affairs, Mr. Urban, they just put their hands up. They can't answer phone calls. They can't take in-person meetings. And then I have video as well as them saying that they're not going to take any of my reports. This has also been stated on past council sessions. Y'all can go look at all the YouTube videos. I have a problem though still with the censorship. I'm glad you took off the little blue thing underneath, but yet you're still censoring things. The First Amendment, the freedom of speech in the Constitution, fuck is a free speech. It is able to be said in public. It is a word that can be written on a shirt and be worn in public, but yet y'all are censoring it on video, and that is censorship. It is 100% free speech. It is in the Constitution. People can say this word, people can wear this word. There are words that you cannot say. You cannot threaten somebody bodily harm and injury. I've not done that to Bianca, but y'all let her abuse her political position of power to circumvent my constitutional rights. I don't understand how y'all don't get that. Y'all don't check her on her call to orders that are not in line. She does it out of line because of her own feelings. I don't give a damn about her feelings when it comes to my rights. My rights should not be violated because her feelings are hurt. That's not how the Constitution works. That's not how the law works. And she wants to talk about law and rules. What does the law say about unprescribed drug use? It says you can't do it. That's why she got arrested for it. I don't understand. Let's bring back up also the budget, with the whole police budget and stuff like that, the crime budget. I think y'all should implement that if a council person or if a politician in the city, if they're arrested, they get automatically drug charged or tested. That they should be drug tested. Take the funds from that right there, and I guarantee you, if she wants to act like, oh, I'm not on drugs, she was drug tested that next day, I guarantee you she fails it. And I guarantee if y'all had it implemented, she wouldn't be out there popping pills that aren't prescribed to her, smoking weed and driving in the car. That's why League City had probable cause to pull her over. It's all right there in that arrest record. Smelled like marijuana, unprescribed pills. That's why she's got a mugshot on Felony Friday from League City on their police website. I don't think that the police are gonna lie when they post something like a felony arrest charge and they post a mugshot and they post those charges. I doubt they do that here in Pasadena. I doubt they do that in League City. I doubt they do that in Harris County. So, yeah.
Thank you, sir.